What if I told you that Hollywood's funniest man, Jim Carrey, has a side the cameras rarely show? The man who made millions laugh in The Mask and Ace Ventura has finally revealed the 6 actors he absolutely couldn't stand working with. The reasons are shocking, emotional, and sometimes downright unbelievable. Jim Carrey, the man behind the madness. Jim Carrey isn't just a comedian, he's a phenomenon. From his elastic face to his insane energy, Carrey transformed every film he touched. Whether he was talking through his butt in Ace Ventura or bending reality in The Truman Show, he created moments that defined 90s comedy. But fame didn't come easy. Behind the goofy smile was a man constantly fighting to prove himself, not just as a comedian, but as a serious actor. Over the years, Carrey earned a reputation in Hollywood as unpredictable, deeply emotional, and sometimes hard to work with. Unlike many stars, Carrey never played the political game of Hollywood. He was raw, real, and brutally honest, even if it made enemies. Actor number 1, Tommy Lee Jones, Batman Forever. The two starred together in Batman Forever, 1995. Carrey played the colorful Riddler, while Jones portrayed the menacing Two-Face. But instead of comic book chemistry, the set was filled with pure tension. Carrey later revealed that Tommy Lee Jones despised him. Jones stood up, hugged him stiffly, and said, "I cannot sanction your buffoonery." Translation: he hated Carrey's comedic style and larger-than-life energy. According to crew members, Jones would roll his eyes during Carrey's scenes and refuse to rehearse with him. Jim said in later interviews that the atmosphere on set was cold and uncomfortable, and that Jones just couldn't handle how I work. 2. Gary Oldman creative clash. Gary Oldman is known for being one of the greatest character actors alive, meticulous, methodical, and laser-focused. But when discussions began for The Truman Show, Carrey hinted that Oldman was considered for a major role before things fell apart behind the scenes. Carrey later made a statement that seemed to reference Oldman without naming him directly. Some actors need everything perfectly scripted. I live in chaos. The line sounded innocent until fans connected the dots. It's said that Oldman's traditional structured approach clashed with Carrey's improvisational madness. Where Oldman wanted control, Carrey wanted spontaneity. The two creative forces simply couldn't coexist. 3. Danny DeVito, Man on the Moon. Feud. In Man on the Moon, 1999, Jim Carrey completely lost himself in his role as legendary comedian Andy Kaufman. He didn't just play Kaufman, he became him. He stayed in character on and off camera for months, speaking in Kaufman's voice, pranking crew members, and even fighting with the director as if he were Kaufman himself. Crew members recalled that DeVito would often leave the set early, frustrated by Carrey's unpredictable behavior. Carrey later admitted, "People hated me during that shoot. I lost myself. I became someone no one wanted to be around." The behind-the-scenes documentary, Jim and Andy 4, Jenny McCarthy, Love Turned Toxic. This one wasn't about acting, it was personal. Jim Carrey and actress Jenny McCarthy were one of Hollywood's golden couples in the late 2000s. They were funny, passionate, and seemed inseparable. But when their relationship ended in 2010, things turned ugly. Fast. McCarthy later accused Carrey of emotionally abandoning her and her autistic son. Carrey fired back, saying her public accusations were deeply hurtful and false. The fight spilled into the media, becoming one of Hollywood's most painful breakups. 5. Tommy Davidson. In Living Color, Rivalry. Before The Mask and Dumb and Dumber, Jim Carrey got his big break on the 90s sketch show In Living Color. But even then, his energy rubbed some co-stars the wrong way, particularly fellow comedian Tommy Davidson. Davidson revealed in his memoir that Carrey often tried to steal the scene, improvising wildly and going off script just to get extra laughs. "He went too far," Davidson wrote. "I had to check him." The confrontation nearly turned physical backstage. According to Davidson, Carrey later apologized, but the moment changed their friendship. For Carrey, it was an early lesson. Even when your goal is to make people laugh, Not everyone enjoys your style of comedy. 6. Catherine Keener, Kidding Tension. Fast forward to 2018, when Jim Carrey made a dramatic return to television in Showtime's Kidding. The series was emotional, dark, and layered, and Carrey's performance was nothing short of haunting. But reports from the set suggested that his intensity sometimes made the atmosphere heavy, especially for co-star Catherine Keener. Crew members claimed that Keener found Carrey's mood swings emotionally draining. While they respected each other professionally, their creative chemistry was tense. Carrey later said about the experience, "Playing pain changes you. It's hard to come back to real life." The tension wasn't explosive like his earlier feuds, but it proved that even after decades in the business, Carrey's extreme artistic process still challenges those around him. The other side of the story. Why Carrey clashed with so many. So why did Carrey have so many conflicts? Because he wasn't built for Hollywood politics. He was a creator, not a diplomat. He once said, "I'm not here to be liked. I'm here to make something unforgettable," and that's exactly what he did. While some co-stars saw him as difficult, others, like Kate Winslet and Jeff Daniels, called him a genius, praising his intensity and honesty. Carrey was never the type to fake a smile or play nice for the cameras. If something bothered him, he said it. If a scene wasn't working, he broke the rules to make it better. That rawness made him a legend, and a nightmare for those who couldn't handle it. Hollywood, a place of respect and rivalry. Hollywood is full of smiling faces and quiet resentment. Behind the red carpets and award shows, there's a constant battle for control, ego, and power. Carrey's career is proof that genius and chaos often walk hand in hand. For every co-star who hated him, another one admired him deeply. Many of his rivals later admitted they respected him, even if they couldn't stand working with him. Tommy Lee Jones once indirectly said that Carrey was brilliant in his own world. Danny DeVito later praised his performance in Man on the Moon, calling it one of the bravest I've seen. In the end, even the haters couldn't deny his impact. Jim Carrey today, peace over fame. Today, Jim Carrey lives a very different life. He's stepped away from the limelight, focusing on painting, writing, and spirituality. In interviews, he often says that fame is an illusion and that he's happier living quietly, surrounded by art rather than applause. When asked if he regrets any of his past conflicts, Carrey said simply, "I forgive everyone, including myself." That's a powerful statement from a man who once thrived on chaos. After decades of wild roles, public battles, and artistic rebellion, Jim Carrey has finally found peace. Not in Hollywood, but in himself. Like, share, and subscribe.